everybody. I decided to play some cute music today during my intro. Oh, wait. There's an ad break. I'm gonna learn to read. Get 10 seconds. Anyway, hello everybody. I can't believe I didn't read that there was an ad break, but hello! Today we are narrating A Kiss of Iron in You, part of the Tales of Love and Magic series by Mr. Boga. If you would like to check out the series or the book that I am reading, it's in the pinned comment. So, make sure you go check that out. I would keep the cute kawaii music on while we're reading, but sometimes even with these like copyright free DCMA free Iron in You. But sometimes I notice on Twitch on like my videos I will get some muted audio, and I like haven't figured out how to get rid of that. So I don't want any audio to be muted when I put this up to YouTube. Also, I believe I might be battling a sinus infection, so sorry if I like throat clear more than usual. I try not to, because it's super annoying and I'm sure it's not pleasant to sound. Like I'm like, you know, trying to cough up some stuff, which I guess I am. You're dying before the first sentence. I know. But I'll probably be alright after a while. I went hiking today, so I blame the outdoors. I probably like huffed some pollen up in the mountain or something, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start reading, and I will go ahead and pause this. If we get done before 10 o'clock, which we generally don't, then I will play some Honkai Star Round. See if I can't get a little bit further in the Trailblaze. But last time, I think it was like it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something like that, so. Alright. So, Kiss of Iron in You by Mr. Brogath, Chapter 1. Toki shifted nervously at the edge of the bath as Coral sank down beside her, breathing out a heavy sigh of relief. Ah, she said, drawing out her sigh, sinking all the way down to her nose before slowly rising back up. Being the only two women in Owl Company has its perks, huh? Toki only nodded, careful not to make eye contact. She was nervous enough around Coral as it was, fully clothed. It was already a struggle to hide her true feelings. Coral was almost a head taller than her, more muscled with dark, wavy hair. Her dark skin contrasted so much with her own pale skin, but she liked that about her too. But the thing that she caught herself looking at the most was always her bright, amber eyes. Every time they made contact, her heart fluttered. Her knees felt as though they'd give out beneath her. Oh, don't tell me you're self-conscious. Your figure is so slender and feminine compared to mine. And that short haircut of yours is cute. All of you is cute. Come on, don't be that way. Toki blushed and covered her face with her hands. You think I'm cute? Well, yeah, of course. Everyone around us looks like me, but you're kind of exotic, you know? You've got the pale skin and the big black eyes thing going on. I bet when we finish this campaign, you're going to be swarmed with wealthy merchants back in the capital who will want your hand in marriage. Perhaps even a nobleman from a big, wealthy family, Coral said, slapping her hands together. Stop teasing me, Toki said, sinking down to her chin in the hot water. I wasn't teasing you, Coral said, looking more serious now. Everyone who looks at me hates me for the way I look, except you. Coral waved her hand, dismissing the remark. That was before. Things are changing now. The slave trade is already rapidly dissolving since King Luther came to power. When this war ends, it'll be the final nail in the coffin. And in the meantime, you legally own me. I should probably stay with you, Toki said. Coral grabbed her wrist, hoiking her arm out of the water. I don't care what the law says. You're my friend. I don't own you because I say I don't. Sheesh. Now who's teasing who? Please don't say that again. I really don't like hearing it. Sorry, Toki said, wrapping her hands around Coral. Yeah? What is it? Coral asked, eyeing her hand with a raised brow. It's just, Toki swallowed hard, squeezing Coral's hand even tighter. She'd waited for this moment to be alone with her for so long and rehearsed how she was going to confess. In hindsight, the hot spring probably wasn't the best idea. Maybe it would seem too weird or make her feel uncomfortable. Her face burned and the words seemed to fall further and further away from her tongue. Are you not feeling well? Coral asked. You're acting strange. No, it's not that. Did one of our men say something to you? Tell me who it was and I'll deal with it. No. No. Toki squeaked, shaking her head. She took a deep breath and exhaled slowly. Coral, we've been by each other's side for a long time now. Right, Coral said, nodding. And our relationship has grown so much. Yes, Coral replied, nodding impatiently. I just want to tell you that Toki, will you just knock it off already and tell me what it is you want to say? You're always so direct, and this new tone is wearing me out. Coral, I love... Shh, Coral said, putting her finger to Toki's lips. Do you hear that? Listen. Toki had gotten so flustered that she'd somehow missed it, hooves pounding the earth, and fast. She counted a dozen. No, more. Battle cries and steel impacting steel burst through the air. They both leaped from the water, not even taking the time to dress. They grabbed up their clothes, bows, quivers, and swords, sprinting out of the women's section of the springs. This spring was unusual, being the two sections were so far from one another. Nearly half a mile. No one had been using it because of the war, so they all voted to help themselves to a relaxing evening. They'd beaten back General Hardin's men from the area only days before, so thought it safe. It seemed only temporary. They arrived in only enough time to hear the hooves of horses fleeing. The fight had been over that quickly. As they came in sight of the spring, only horrors awaited them. Dead bodies were floating in the water, and many others had made it out of the spring, only to be cut down soon after. Coral took a step forward, but Toki grabbed her arm, pointing to a figure in the distance, bent down, looking at the ground. A brown cloak concealed his identity. All Toki could make out was the man's beard. Perhaps he was foreign. His unusual sword stood out and might have been forged in Moira, General Hardin's homeland. This made it most likely the man was one of his soldiers, perhaps left behind to finish any survivors. Toki raised her bow, knocked an arrow, and pulled against the string. Coral placed a hand on her arm, shaking her head, and Toki retreated into cover before the man could turn around to see her. Why did you stop me? She whispered. One man isn't worth exposing ourselves. Look, he's leaving. Our poor